In the cheerful town of Willowbell, the first sign of market day was not a bell or a whistle. It was the smell of cinnamon drifting down Clover Lane, curling around garden gates, and making even sleepy flowers seem to lift their heads. Milo the honey-colored puppy noticed it first. His tail tapped the porch step like a tiny drum. Luna the gray kitten opened one eye from her sunny window seat. Hazel the bunny paused in the middle of sharpening a pencil for her planning notebook. And Pip the duckling waddled in a small circle because he always did that when something smelled exciting. "That's not Mrs. Maple's cinnamon tea," Luna said, sniffing the air. "And it is not Bakery Fox honey cakes," Hazel added, already writing possible cinnamon mystery at the top of a page. Pip tied his blue ribbon around his little satchel. "Then we should investigate kindly." They followed the scent across the bridge to the old flower cart beside the town square. There, under a striped awning that looked a bit too big for him, stood Bramble, a young red fox with flour on his nose and determination in both ears. A hand-painted sign leaned against the wheel. "Bramble's Borrowed Bakery." Under it, in smaller letters, it said, "Opening today." Probably, Milo asked. Bramble jumped, then tried to look as if he had meant to jump. "Welcome. I am opening a tiny bakery for the Moon Meadow Market. Mrs. Maple lent me the cart, Mr. Finch lent me measuring cups, and the Bakery Fox lent me the recipe for cinnamon cloud rolls. So it is borrowed in a grateful way." The cart held neat bowls, a warm oven box, a stack of paper bags, and one tray of rolls that looked like golden spirals. But Bramble's smile trembled at the edges. Luna noticed the tremble. She was good at quiet noticing. "Is something not ready?" Bramble lowered his voice. "The rolls are ready. I am not. What if nobody comes? What if everyone comes? What if the sign falls over? What if I forget how much cinnamon is friendly and how much cinnamon is bossy?" Hazel nodded as if these were serious business questions. Because they were. A new shop needs 3 things: a clear plan, a steady friend, and a backup ribbon. Pip has the ribbon. Pip lifted his satchel proudly. Milo bounced. "And I can be the steady friend. Unless steady means not bouncing, in which case Luna can be steady and I can be cheerful." Bramble laughed, and the laugh made some of the worry leave his ears. They got to work. Hazel drew a simple menu with only 3 choices: cinnamon cloud rolls, berry pocket pies, and warm mint tea. Luna painted a moon and a meadow on the sign. Pip tied blue ribbon bows to the paper bags. Milo practiced saying, "Welcome to Bramble's Borrowed Bakery," without accidentally drooling on the display. By late morning, the square filled with neighbors. A squirrel family admired the sign. 2 hedgehogs asked if the rolls were as soft as clouds. Mrs. Maple bought the first berry pocket pie and called it bright as a happy sentence. Bramble's shoulders relaxed. "Maybe I can do this," he whispered. Then the flour sack disappeared. It was not the little bowl of flour on the counter. It was the big white sack under the cart, the one needed for the second batch and the third batch and the fourth batch. If the first batch sold out, 1 minute it leaned against the wheel. The next minute there was only a pale floury trail leading toward the footbridge. Bramble stared at the empty spot. "Oh no, I borrowed that flour too." Milo sniffed the trail. "It went this way, not walking by itself, I think. Flour rarely does that." "No panic," Hazel said, though she underlined the words in her notebook. "We will solve it calmly. Luna, watch the cart. Pip, keep the customers comfortable. Milo and I will follow the flour. Bramble, you come too, because it is your bakery and your brave moment." Bramble swallowed. "Do brave moments usually feel like a lump of cold oatmeal?" "At first," Luna said. "Then they warm up." Pip poured tiny cups of mint tea and told the waiting neighbors that the bakery was having a short adventure break. Nobody grumbled. In Willowbell, a short adventure break was considered almost as good as a sale. Milo, Hazel, and Bramble followed the dusty trail over the bridge, around the button shop, and behind the community garden. The trail ended near the old rain barrel, where a small raccoon kid named Nibbles sat beside the flour sack with 2 white paw prints on his cheeks. Nibbles looked up and sniffed. "I did not mean to steal it. I thought it was a pillow." Hazel blinked. "A pillow?" Nibbles pointed to the garden shed, where his grandmother's chair had a torn cushion. Grandma was helping at the market and said her back was tired. I wanted to make her a soft surprise. The sack looked squishy. Then it got very heavy, and I got very dusty, and now I am not sure flour is furniture. Bramble looked at the sack. It was tied shut, mostly clean, and only a little scuffed. He looked at Nibbles, whose ears drooped with embarrassment. Milo expected Bramble to be upset. Bramble had every reason to be upset, but the young fox took a slow breath. the kind Mrs. Maple taught everyone to take before choosing words. You were trying to help your grandma, Bramble said. That is a good reason with a messy method. Nibbles nodded hard. I can carry it back, or roll it, or apologize to every grain. One apology is enough, Hazel said kindly, and perhaps one wheelbarrow. They borrowed a garden wheelbarrow and carried the flour back to the square. Along the way, Bramble asked Nibbles about his grandmother's chair. By the time they reached the bakery cart, he had an idea. The waiting neighbors cheered softly when the flour returned. Pip waved a blue ribbon like a tiny flag. Luna had kept the sign upright, refilled the tea, and arranged the last rolls so they looked plentiful instead of lonely. But Bramble did not rush straight into baking. He climbed onto a little crate and cleared his throat. Thank you for waiting, he said. His voice wobbled once, then found its feet. Today's second batch will be called Helpful Heart Rolls. Half of them are for eating, and half of what we earn will buy a new cushion for Mrs. Raccoon's market chair. Also, Nibbles will be our official flower watcher, because he now understands flour better than almost anyone. Nibbles' mouth fell open. Official, with a badge, Pip said, already tying a small blue ribbon into a loop. The whole square warmed with smiles. Some neighbors bought rolls because they were hungry. Some bought rolls because they liked cushions. Some bought rolls because a young fox had turned a problem into a kind plan right in front of them. Bramble measured flour. Hazel checked the list. Luna brushed a clean streak across the counter with her tail, then pretended she had not. Milo carried paper bags carefully in his mouth, taking his job so seriously that he walked like a parade horse. Pip decorated the official badge and only stuck himself to the ribbon twice. Soon the second batch came out of the oven box, puffed and golden, with cinnamon curling through the air. Bramble placed the first Helpful Heart roll into a bag for Mrs. Raccoon. Nibbles carried it with both paws, walking slowly so not even one crumb would escape. When Mrs. Raccoon heard the story, she hugged Nibbles, thanked Bramble, and sat on the temporary folded blanket Hazel had found. This is the most delicious chair cushion I have ever almost eaten, she said, and everyone laughed. By sunset, Bramble's borrowed bakery had sold every roll and every pocket pie. The paper bag stack was gone. The mint teapot was empty. The sign still leaned a little, but now it leaned with confidence. Bramble counted the coins for the new cushion, then looked at his friends. I thought opening a bakery meant proving I could do everything alone, but it became better when I let everyone help. That is the secret ingredient, Luna said. Friendship, Milo guessed. Friendship and labels, Hazel said, tapping her notebook. Next time we label the flour sack, not a pillow. Pip added a final ribbon to the sign, and Bramble wrote 3 new words beneath the bakery name. Back next market. The stars appeared one by one above Willowbell. Mrs. Maple carried home a pie for breakfast. Nibbles marched beside his grandmother wearing his blue badge, and Bramble stood by the borrowed cart with flour on his nose, cinnamon on his paws, and a brave warm feeling where the cold oatmeal lump had been. Milo bumped him gently with one shoulder. So, Bakery Fox, what will you make next time? Bramble smiled at the quiet square, the empty trays, and the friends who had stayed until the last ribbon was tied. Something shared, he said, and in Willowbell, that was usually the best flavor of all.